This show is live. Despite our best efforts, anything can happen. Some viewers may be offended. Viewer discretion is advised.
This presentation of Nova Scotia High School Sports is proudly presented by University St. Anne, Nova Scotia's only French language university.
Eastlink Community TV follows public health and safety COVID-19 guidelines on all live and pre-recorded productions. The following is a live presentation of Eastlink Community TV in association with School Sport Nova Scotia. This is SSNS High School Sports on Eastlink.
Nice little day here in Bedford, Nova Scotia. A little bit of snowy forecast, overcast, but it is a perfect afternoon for some SSNS Division 1 D1 provincial final between the CPO and Cheetahs and the Riverview Ravens. As we say, good afternoon, everybody. Dan Hobson alongside Greg McDonald and the rest of the Eastlink Community TV crew. Your thoughts, CP Allen versus Riverview?
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting final. Two teams that brought their very best hockey at the right time of the year. They met up once already, as I'm sure we'll talk about a little bit later in this tournament. And I think these are the two teams deserving to be here in the final. Well,
we're going to talk about it now, the road of how the teams got here. For Riverview, they had a perfect 4-0 coming into the championships. They met CP Allen in the first round, came away with a 3-2 win, then managed to get 3 wins after that to go to a 4-0 and one of the tops. And of course, they're going to be the home ice here for this one. So let's talk about CP Allen. They were a team that finished third in the Metro High School League. They upset Citadel this morning, and you said you were watching that game.
Yeah, I mean, it was two very good hockey teams, and CP Allen has a team, a lot of veterans on that team, a lot of kids that know how to play in big games, a lot of kids that bring their very best in the big games, and Citadel's an extremely skilled hockey team, but CP Allen saved their best game for when it mattered the most, and they earned their way here in this final. I
had a chance to watch a little bit of that game too. It got 4-1, a 3-goal deficit here for Citadel, just too much. They struck quickly, made it a 2-goal game, but it ended up being a 5-3 win here for CP Allen. So that is what it is. As a coach, as we mentioned, these teams met previously in the first round of the provincials. The first game to kick things off is the first time that they saw each other. What are you telling both teams here as coach how things are going to go here today, or what are you expecting?
If I'm CP Allen, I'm telling the team, listen, we might have lost this team and went all the way into extra time and then a shootout. It was a very close game between these two teams. Could have gone either way, and they believe, especially after beating Citadel this morning, their fierce rival that they've gone against all year and hadn't had much success against all year until this morning when they finally toppled that mountain. They know a lot of big game players, as I said. I have the pleasure of coaching a lot of them throughout my tenure of coaching over the years, and I know that they bring their very best in big games. On the flip side of that, for Riverview, I know they have a very good coaching staff. I know a few of them myself. The thing they're going to tell their team, the hardest thing to do in a tournament, especially provincials, is beat the same team twice. If you beat them once, usually a team that loses makes a lot of adjustments. But, you know, Riverview has a lot of talent, a lot of veterans on their team too, and they've had a great season, so they're going to be well prepared.
Well, I was talking to the Riverview coaching staff, and they said this morning that we felt pretty good getting that first game out of the way, so they learned a little bit from that game that they're going to carry over into the final. So let's talk about Riverview. What a fantastic season they had in the Cape Breton High School League. They only had one regular season loss, and how they got here, they pretty much had an easy first round elimination of Sydney Academy in the 2 out of 3 series, and it was the best 3 out of 5 against the Glace Bay Panthers. The Panthers took it to a 4-game series, and it was River that came away with the 3-1 win. So what are you telling the coaching staff to say, look, that's league play. This is a new division, a rival that you haven't really played a lot. What are you saying to them?
Yeah, I mean, what you're saying is you're going against a team in CP Allen that has a lot of success in these provincials. They've won a lot of provincial titles over the years, and they're really the gold standard in this Metro High School division. I mean, Riverview has a team that can easily win this game if they show up and play to their capabilities. And if you're their coach, you're going into that room, you're saying, listen, we're a team from Cape Breton. We're all the way up here. We've had a heck of a season. No one really gave us a fighting chance during the year, but we're here and we're going to make a statement.
Well, of course, we're going to talk a little bit more about the players later on. Of course, there is SSNS Championships weekends for the last couple of weekends. And the Halifax West Warriors girls hockey team They had a great run, and they were trying to chase perfection, and standing in the way was the Lockview Dragons. We were there last weekend, and we file this as we take a look at SSNS Division I Girls Hockey Championships last weekend from the RBC Center.
It was an all-capital regional final. Lockview Dragons versus the undefeated championships, February 26th from the RBC Center. Their chances in the first period. Goaltenders Grace McNutt and Kara McPhee with some key saves in the first period. With a provincial final, there's bound to be some intensity. There's no score after 15 minutes of play. In the second period, Halifax West's leading scorer, Georgia Gavis, opens the scoring with this lucky bounce. 5 minutes later, Gavis gets her second on this individual effort, making it 2-0. Kara Freeman would add another as Halifax West goes on to defeat Lockview Dragons and are the 2022-23 SSNS Division I Girls Hockey Champions. We caught up with Georgia Gavis and Kara Freeman after the game.
Your thoughts on winning a provincial championship?
It's a really great feeling. We've done it before, so I kind of know what it was like to feel that way, but it's even better to win it the second time.
How special and how different is this one compared to the one last year?
Winning it at home, I feel like, is just such a better feeling. We have more fans, more family, and everyone's here cheering us on, and yeah, it was awesome.
We've been playing hockey and soccer together forever, and I wouldn't want anybody else to be my captain, to lead me, to be on the same line as me. You know, we have tight chemistry and we work really well together, so I'm really glad that I got to finish off my senior year with a back-to-back championship in hockey with her as well as soccer.
Jasmine Alcido.
I mean, it's crazy. It's fun to win, and when you win every game, it's like you're just having so much fun, and especially with this group of girls, like every game, every day with these girls is so much fun on the ice.
Halifax West Warriors head coach Roy Snook believes the perfect season was due to the players' closeness.
Just an amazing group of girls. They were close-knit in the lines. Even outside of school, they hung out together and did things together, you know, and they just believed in each other and they worked for each other. And I mean, that's all you can ask for your team. And, you know, you put them out on the ice and then you let them go and wham, here you go.
Congratulations to the Division I champions, Halifax West Warriors. In Dartmouth, for Eastlink Community TV, I'm Dan Hobson.
Officially closed. Thank you, everybody. Travel safe.
Can't think of a better way to end the season to go El Perfecto and to win a provincial championship.
No kidding. What a way to end a season. That's one they're going to remember forever.
Well, both of these teams didn't have an El Perfecto season, but they're looking to win a provincial championships. As you see behind us, the teams have hit the ice getting ready for some warm-up between the Riverview Ravens and the CP Island Cheetahs. And we'll be back at the top of the hour with our full pregame in just a couple of moments. It's the SSNS Division I Boys Hockey Provincial Championship. Cheetahs Ravens coming out on Eastlink Community TV.
The following is a live presentation of Eastlink Community TV in association with School Sport Nova Scotia. This is SSNS High School Sports on Eastlink.
A beautiful shot of the HRM four-bed in Bedford, Nova Scotia. The Frozen 8 is now down to 2. It is the CPL Cheetahs versus the Riverview Ravens in a matchup that nobody really expected on a overcast Monday afternoon from Bedford. And we say good afternoon, everybody. Dan Hobson alongside Greg McDonald and Maz Gillis and the rest of the Eastlink Community TV crew. Well, here you go. 8 really tough teams came to the provincials. We're down to 2. CP Allen versus Riverview.
Yeah, 2 teams that really hit their stride here in the most important time of the year. 2 teams that are playing their very best hockey of the year. Both had big, important wins this morning, and it's going to be a very epic matchup.
And just moments ago, could be a little bit of something that Riverview is going to have to keep an eye on during the warm-up. Gahan Rector was injured and was limping off, so it's going to be interesting to see as we take a look. Not moving really quickly, Greg.
No, it looks like he can't put a lot of weight on that leg, and well, for his sake and Riverview's sake that he's okay and able to go. That would be a big loss for this team.
Yeah, because he brought like 41 points, 20 goals, 21 assists in the Cape Breton High School League, so we're going to focus, of course, on Riverview, and if he's not good to go, it's going to be Keegan Geezer that's going to have to be relied on to provide the offensive punch here for Riverview.
Yeah, still another veteran player of this team. You see the stats on the screen there. Almost over a point per game here in these provincial championships, and he's going to pick up a lot of the slack if their other player can't go. He has letter on his jersey, so you know he's relied upon on this team to do a lot of the heavy lifting.
Well, that's an excellent point. It's just a next man up mentality. Riverview,
Absolutely.
as the courts mentioned, only 1 loss in the regular season in the Cape Breton League, so they are one of the teams that people were probably overlooking, but here they are, and they went perfect at the provincial, so they deserve to be here in this final as we now shift our attention to CP Allen. What giant killers they were, because they took down Citadel Phoenix. We talked about it this morning in the semis, and it was a series that was split 2-2, but Citadel Phoenix was on one of those runs. They had a 15-game winning streak in the regular season, and when it came down to it, CP Allen got the win when they needed to, and one of the guys that's going to help him is the guy we watched last year, under 18, for the Steel Subarus and Will Normandale.
Yeah, an impressive win this morning by CP Allen. And this is a player that gets ready for big games. I've coached Will before, and the best thing I can say about him is when the games get bigger, his game gets just as big. And look for him to be a very big contributor to this CP Allen team here today.
So if you had to base it, just one thing that's going to separate victory from one team from another, what's it going to be?
Whoever stays more composed and sticks to the game plan better.
Well, it's pretty easily said there from my broadcast colleague as we take a look at Bedford, Nova Scotia. We're going to drop the puck next. It's the SSNS Division I Boys Hockey Final presented by University St. Anne on Eastlink Community TV.
This program is brought to you in part by One-on-One French Tutoring at University St. Anne, a private program unique to every client's goals and needs. You can start at any time on a part-time or full-time basis. For more information, email fls@ustanne.ca.
Like, they could hate all of us in the group, you know, be like, thanks for helping me out. Personally, don't like any of you, and that's totally fine, because they're a human being.
Follow the journeys of a gay asylum seeker and a group of strangers from Vancouver's queer community who are supporting his resettlement. Someone Like Me, this Sunday on Black Films That Teach.
Black Films That Teach on Eastlink is sponsored by TD, working together for a more inclusive tomorrow.
You're watching exclusive coverage of SSNS High School Sports on the Maritime's #1 sports channel, Eastlink Community TV. Please visit eastlink.ca/local sports for our full schedule.
Ty Bentley's going to get the start in pipes here. There's his record, 1.35 goals against average. And what a start and fantastic season that Ryan McDonald has had. He had wins over Halifax West, and he was a starting goaltender for CP against CP Allen in that 2-0 win to start the tourney. We're underway. CP Allen in the blue, Riverview in the white and red, almost looking like the Red Wings.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we talked about, didn't get a chance to talk about, home ice.
Yep.
It's going to Riverview, but it's going to sound like a home game for CP Allen. School's just up the road from here.
Yeah, this is where they play their regular season games, but they have a lot of fans here from the school, but Riverview has brought a lot of their fans as well. A good little 50-50 battle here in the stands.
Yeah, for a Monday afternoon. Of course, this game originally scheduled for Sunday. Pretty packed and pretty loud. As Sampson coming in, he's going to be relied on. Second leading scorer for them. 9 goals, 10 assists in the regular season in the Cape Breton League. LeBlanc with the send in. And up the ice comes Ben Lewis. 1 goal and 3 assists this season. Puck up to center ice. Nice little piece of work there by Max Baldwin. A chance here for Forsyth gets a shot. And we're going to talk to Forsyth in this broadcast and our intermission coming up here this afternoon. LeBlanc will send it in, looks over, looks to see if it's going to start a change for Riverview, and does, but some good forechecking there by the Ravens. As they hold the puck. Moore lost it momentarily, puts it right onto the stick of Matt Lawton, who has 7 goals and 14 assists this year for CPL. Offside.
Yeah, it's a good start here by Riverview. They got a good quality scoring chance about 10 seconds into the game with a big save by the CPL goaltender. And you see how fast they can be in transition. They're a very good team in transition. And CPL is going to have to be very good at defending and making sure they get pucks deep instead of turning them over in the neutral zone.
Bouncing puck up for grabs, swing and a miss there by Baldwin, who's got 20 points in the regular season in the Metro Halifax High School League. As holding the line is Rawson. There puts it towards the net, steered on his side easily by Riverview. Poke up to center ice. Moore on this attack. Drop pass to nobody in particular. Baldwin has Normando with him. Normando with the puck. As I mentioned, the former U18 Steel Subaru. Puck goes in behind the goal. 2 minutes gone here in this first period. 3 15-minute periods. No flood between the first and second periods. For those who maybe just joined us for high school hockey, it's been a while since we've had some high school hockey. We're, with the exception of some all-star games, as well as some tournaments as well. So that went into the Riverview bench, causing the stoppage in play. 2:09 left.
Yeah, the faceoff will stay inside. You see a shot at Will Normando there, one of our featured players that we highlighted before the game, and I expect him to have a big game here for CPL. And
had a really good provincials, 2 goals, 2 assists, so he's pretty much averaging about 1 point per game. And you mentioned it off the top about veterans having to, drive the bus here to success.
Right, yeah, and he's one of those players that, as you mentioned, he's played in the U18 Major League here in Nova Scotia, and he's one of those players with big game experience, all the way from the U13 level to U15 to U18. He's got that big game experience that CPL is going to rely upon.
McKenzie up to Balcom on a blind pass, and that's a send in there by Alex DeYoung, who has 2 goals and 3 assists this season for the CPL and Cheetahs, head coached by Kevin Waugh. Of course, Riverview of Avon's Jordan Moss. And had a chance to talk to both coaches, and they pretty well much calm, cool, and collected here. Just another day at the office for them.
Yeah, and teams will usually play how their coach's demeanor is. So if they're cool, calm, and collected, they're hoping their teams will play the same way.
Chance for Barry, a cross-ice pass intended there for Matt Lawson. Got 21 points in the regular season. Can't connect on that one. Just past 3-minute mark. Nice little pass up the middle. Balcom trying to cut through, and a nice defensive play as Matthew Day, and the assistant captain, came back on that good man-on-man, one-on-one battle and made that nice play as we look at Arsenault.
Yeah, good breakout there by Riverview. Nice little backhand pass across the ice. So they go a little east-west on their breakout.
Pass up the middle.
And you see he tried to tut the D, but a good play there on defense to hold the middle of the ice, take the man, not the puck.
Well, you see why they have the C on McQuaid's jersey, as he made that good one-on-one play, and of course was helped out there by Day. So, mentioned these teams started the provincials, 3-2 win for Riverview, but you mentioned, made a great point. It's hard to beat that team the second time in a tournament, and that's going to be a little bit tougher here with, even though, as we mentioned, Riverview, the home ice advantage, the home team in this. But that's just on the scoreboard alone, because this is a heavy CPL and
building right now.
Right, and like we said, this is where they play during the season, so they're very used to this rink. They're used to the bounces here. But this Riverview team, I mean, they've had an impressive showing here all weekend, and no one's been able to beat them yet.
And an impressive season. Like they didn't of course they have the Red Cup in there. They didn't win that, but they have managed to still have a really good season. And that bounces off the boards, and Ty Bentley makes the stop on that one. Now this guy has played a lot of minutes. It's been sort of like a rotating door in terms of goaltenders for CPL, and Rapp has now joined the team, and we may expected him to start because Bentley got the start this morning in their win against Citadel, but that's not the case. So it's back-to-back games. So Bentley's played a lot of games, so we'll see how the fatigue factor is for him in this one.
Yeah, you ride the hot hand, and if he manages to beat Citadel for you, you put him right back in there. And it's a true testament to CP Allen's goaltending, because, I mean, they had two very good goalies in Noah Blanchard and Aiden Doyle that are injured, that are both very capable of playing at this level.
Yeah, I mean, you told me that, hey, I guess your number 1 and number 2 goaltenders are hurt, not going to be here for provincials. You'd think, oh boy.
Yeah.
But I mean, Bentley has just stepped in, but he got a lot of reps in the regular season.
Absolutely, which is why you develop these kids, because you never know when they're going to be needed.
That pass hits Novak up in the equipment. Geezer with the send in, and he'll start a little bit of a line change here for Riverview. Gotta like the pace so far, Greg. What do you think?
Yeah, both teams are playing pretty safe to start. Neither team wants to make that first mistake.
The wrist shot for 55 feet out. It blazes by Bentley's ear on the mask. They go back to the blue line once again. A shot and a blocker save by Bentley on the shot by Brady McKenzie, who we will talk to in our second intermission with Babs Gillis.
Yeah, nice shot there, walking the line, getting a quick shot on net, and a good save getting that blocker up and directing it out of play, making sure there's no dangerous rebound.
Baldwin to take the draw against Arsenault. Puck comes out the center ice area. And one of the things that you mentioned, that this is a great point that you brought up about CP Allen, this being pretty much their home rink. They know the bounces, whereas Riverview may not, but they've had 4 days to get used to it.
Right, they know all this rink, they know, so Riverview might know some of the bounces, but they might not know a few of them, especially down as we saw in the ice jam down here in that far left corner on your broadcast. There can be some strange bounces off those boards and blocks down there.
5-1 are the shots on goal as Barry comes up. Barry was going to pull a trigger, then gets a second chance opportunity to do that, and McDonald with the stop.
A good stop there by McDonald. The only other shot he had was a little dump in from center. That's his first real tester of the game as Barry comes down the wing here. 3-on-2 a little bit, but a good back check by Riverview to really limit his option to a bad angle shot. And a good feel of the puck there for the Riverview goaltender.
Shots 5-2 as we come up to the 6-minute mark of this first period. Bonnell lost the handle momentarily, then has to backhand it towards the corner. Diagonal shoot in, first up with it. Matthew Day gets to the blue line, not out. That hits the skate of Day. And right to the stick of Cooper Hickey, he's actually the leading scorer here at the Provincials, Greg. 1 goal, 4 assists. Scores! Well, it's kind of summed up with that one, and it's like a tricky bounce. McDonald had issues, and
yeah, what a strange one that is there is Hickey just wanted the center of this puck out in front, and it takes a very strange bounce and goes up in the air, and I think it hits the back of McDonald and goes in. We see here, he's going to shoot it off the defense, and then off the back of McDonald, and it bounces into the net. This is an absolutely strange goal that he'd try that move 100 more times and never go in, but what matters is this is the one that did.
Gives him his second of the Provincials. And it's kind of funny, like we saw that story off the top about Halifax West. That's how Georgia Gavis really scored her goal, just banking it off, just putting it in, and it went in. So it's like, you just might as well, if you see some traffic, just bounce it and see what you get.
That's why a lot of coaches always preach the idea of just putting the puck to the net. You never know what's going to happen. That's a great example right there. You put a puck towards the net, you never know what kind of funny bounce it's going to take. It drives coaches nuts when you see the overpassing of the puck sometimes.
Puck here along the near side boards. That's up for grabs, and Stanwick will get on his horse to go back for it. He had 14 points in the regular season for the Riverview Ravens. Now find themselves trailing 1-0, and a shot from outside that McDonald has to make a stop on that. It's a one and done. How devastating is it for Riverview? They were carrying the play, getting a lot of shots, and then just one lucky bounce that CP Allen gets is 1-0.
Right, and this is where we're going to see their true test of mettle here. See if that affects them, or if they stick to the same game plan that was working for them. It's just one lucky bounce.
Stretch pass to Novak, but he couldn't pull the trigger and had it stolen off his stick. Here's a puck up for grabs, but just not enough gas in the tank there for Poirier to come up with it. So it's an icing call with 7:22 left in this opening period. Hickey has us on the board 1-0 for, when I say us, I say for CP Allen, my apologies, has CP Allen up 1-0. Yeah. Us in terms of the broadcast is what I meant.
That's a dream start here by CP Allen in their quote-unquote home rink, even though they're the away team here today. And we'll see if Riverview can respond. They have some big guns on the ice here, trying to get this offensive zone face-off.
And of course, if people are tuning in right now, Gahan Rector, who had 58 goals, 13 assists in the regular season, their top scorer, he went off injured in the pregame, and we've yet to see him. So that's your top scorer. And I mean, he was also doing very well at the provincials, 4 goals and 1 assist. So I mean, that is a huge, huge blow if he can't answer the bell. And it looks like so far with 640 that we has not seen him yet.
Yeah, so a little bit of adversity here for Riverview. Your top scorer is out. You're down 1-0 early. How are you going to respond to it?
McKenzie will have a shot. And a loose puck up for grabs. Here comes Normando down the wing. Normando! And McDonald gets a piece of it. A big stop early there for Riverview, and another big stop by McDonald as he steers that towards the corner.
That's the one player of your CPA. That's the one player you want on that breakaway. A great save there by McDonald to keep this a 1-goal game.
Emerald can't handle a hot pass here for CP Allen. And a little bit too eager was Balco. Royce Balco, who's got 18 points, called for offside. Just past the 6 minute, 5:59 left to go. 6-5 the shots now.
Yeah, good response by CP Allen, and what a save here by McDonald on this breakaway. Normando gets in alone, has all kinds of time, gets his head up, wants to go over the blocker, but a great save by McDonald, getting that arm extended.
Matthew Day will chip it to the corner here for Baldwin. Goes cross ice to McQuaid. Puck up for grabs, chipped in there by McDonald. He takes the hit. Gets a little bit of reaction here from the HRM 4-pad. And a shot scores! Max Baldwin! Just taking advantage of just maybe even the slightest of small mistakes, and it's 2-0.
Yeah, what an absolute snipe this is from Baldwin in the slot. He's left unattended, and he makes no mistake with this puck. This is off a nothing play where CP Allen has the puck in the slot. Riverview has good defense going on here, but someone forgets to mark Baldwin in the slot, and they go for the big hit instead of getting the stick on the puck. And that's an example of kids that are just fired up in a big game, you know, not doing the simple things, getting the stick on the puck instead of trying to go for a big hit, and the puck went in the back of the net.
And CP Allen was driving once again as Normando put it to the through the blue ice and out the other side, and net comes off its pegs with 5:18. Remember looking at the shots on goal clock. 5-1 is now even at 6-6.
Yeah, and this is an example of the skill of this CP Allen team. They have a lot of talent that can strike very quickly on you.
Well, they were the top 3 teams. They finished 3rd place in the league, and then they had like a regionals. They took the top 4, put them into a tournament. Millwood was in there. They had a good, strong showing there.
Yep. Yeah.
Halifax West and CP Allen Lockview.
Yeah.
Citadel, sorry. So it's like it was a very strong showing. Halifax West hosted this tournament, got here. So we look at the coaching staff.
Kevin Waugh. He's been with this program for quite a while now, and he's done an excellent job year after year with this team. you see, even with a goalie that wasn't even on your starting roster to start the season, you find yourself up 2-0 early in a provincial final. That speaks to the coaching and the preparation of the team and the trust they have in one another.
Yeah, this was a real shocker to me that Bentley was coming, especially after he faced 26 shots in the game against Citadel this morning. So he's faced a lot of pucks at this championship because they've had to go with Rapp as the backup goaltender. He's gotten into one game, but it's been Bentley's pretty much start to finish.
Absolutely, and he's really answered the bell, and they're riding a hot hand, as we said earlier. I mean, he's the one giving them the best chance to win. They're riding with it.
And up comes the ice, Lawson. Chips in, and that's stopped there by McDonald. And after a little bit of a sluggish start, you'd have to say for CPL, not getting a lot of good offensive chances, but then they buried one on their second shot, and they got another one. Now it's the shots at 7 apiece.
Right, and Riverview looks like they're a little taken aback here by the start of CPL, and then it's going to be up to them to really dig in and find their game here. And as a team that hasn't had that much adversity all year, they've had such a great season. Let's see how they respond to adversity here in the provincial championship.
.410 left to go, first period. Well, this is what I think is so great about the high school sport of hockey, is that anything can happen, because CPL was one, of course, got to the final against Citadel, lost in that, and they knew that they were going to qualify for the provincials.
Yeah, exactly. They let them have that league title, but they knew they were coming here, and this is the one they wanted.
And the thing is, too, also got to send a shout out to the Lockview Dragons. They were sort of the last team to qualify for this. They got in on Wednesday with a win over Yarmouth, and they had a strong showing, and they got to the semifinals, and they had to play pretty much an extra game when you think of it to get here, because they played on Wednesday. So the Storm that canceled everything for Friday benefited them. They got a little bit of an extra day's rest.
Absolutely, and they took full advantage of it. And Lockview was another team that had a really good season. They've beaten CPA this year, and they have a team that was very skillful, and they showed their true talents this weekend.
3:10 and icing the call. School Sport Nova Scotia High School Sports on Eastlink Community TV is brought to you by University St. Anne. It is Nova Scotia's only French language university. Still on this, so we also want to send congratulations out to the University St. Anne men's volleyball team, who had a very strong showing at the ACAA Volleyball Championships. Congrats to them on a great season. And that puck gets by McKenzie, and he gets on his horse to get back for it. Also right there in the neighborhood is Owen Forsyth, who had 31 points in the regular season. 2:50 left in the opening period. Dump in, it hits the side of the net, takes a strange bounce, comes up front, but nothing Barry could do. Couldn't pull the trigger there for CP Allen. Back out to the blue line. Sent to an open wing, and McKenzie looks around, sees that Forsyth's in the neighborhood, sends it up to Geezer. That's a shot for well out there by Cameron Buffett for CPL. 2:23 as that bounces off a player and goes into the bench.
Yeah, good little shift there by CPL, and had some offensive zone time. A few chances at the net. So we see Angus Berry, a shot of him going onto the bench.
Yeah, you were pretty much almost like Mr. Popularity. Some of these players were going by, waving hi to you and everything.
Yeah, I've coached a lot of this CPL team over the years. And it's good to see them in our provincial championship. And I've also coached against a lot of these Riverview kids that over the years have played for their various teams in Cape Breton. So it's good to see them growing up and still going against each other.
And having a strong season at that. Right, they're in tough right now. It's a 2-0, less than 2 to go in the opening period. And we have a stoppage in play.
I believe the net is off.
Well, we've seen that a lot at Ice Jam, so it's like, well, why not here at the high school?
Yeah, exactly. It seems to be the pegs at this rink here have a hard time standing the ice. This will be important here for Riverview. They need to almost try and get themselves going here a little bit before the end of this first period.
Well, while we're doing this, we have a little bit of a shout out here that we want to send out to Dr. J.H. Gillis High School. They were here at the provincials as the representing Northumberland. They had a scare in their game one. I'll get back to this after this scoring opportunity here by McKenzie, as stopped there by Bentley. One of those plays was coming towards the bench, and the stick came up and struck the coach. The coach lost his balance, went down, crashed onto the bench. As we take a look at the replay.
As a good little rush here by McKenzie, the defenseman comes in tight, and a good save by Bentley to keep it out.
Yeah, back to my story. They had to bring in sort of like the first responders had to come in, and the coach is okay and had a chance to, he was here at the championship, so had a chance to recover, but it was kind of a scary moment in the provincial qualifiers in the Northumberland area. So I wish to send a shout out to J.H. Gillis, and glad that the coach is okay, and of course our thoughts are still with the team as well.
Absolutely, it's always scary to hear stories like that, and that's one of those things on the bench where you never know where a puck's gonna come or somebody in the crowd, and you hate hearing those kinds of stories, and good to hear that he's doing okay in his recovery.
Well, it was the stick that got him in the eye, and that what sort of started the thing. That's offside, so with 1:08 remaining here in the opening period, face-off will come outside the blue line.
You see a little bit of frustration creeping in here for Riverview as they can't really get anything going offensively. But this is where the coaching staff has to just calm the team down a little bit. It's an intense game. Just calm down, stick with your game. You're a skilled hockey team. There's lots of time left.
Forsyth, face-off win there from a sharp angle. McDonald easily stops that. It ran out of real estate there was Forsyth with less than a minute to go in the first period. Puck up for grabs. And up with it is LeBlanc there for the Ravens. Puck out front, loose puck up for grabs. Gets a roar of the crowd, but three in this attack here by Riverview, led by LeBlanc. He has Novak with it, trying to drop it back and doesn't. It goes in behind the goal. And it goes towards the corner. And stealing it, there's Baldwin. He's got one of two goals here for CP Allen. And sent down. Munn settles it down. We have our first penalty of the afternoon. Of course, our referees are Hunter Rose and Justin Blanchard.
And two veteran officials they have doing this game that do a lot of the games around here in the HRM area.
And he wanted to do an interview with you, Hunter Rose, is coming out on the ice. We take a look at the penalty.
So we see the penalty here. Forsyth stick just gets into the feet of the Riverview player, and he goes down. So even though the crowd here didn't really like the call, that is a trip. I mean, you're responsible for your stick. And now Riverview will go to the power play.
Novak, wrist shot, and Bentley stops that as it's in the red basket. No rebound.
Yeah, I told Rose there that he could come on and do an interview with us, but he said maybe afterwards. That's a good shot there and a good save by Bentley. No rebound, as you said.
Well, I mean, we have a lot of great officials in Nova Scotia, Drake Robinson, and I mean, if you want to have a game, you want Blanchard and Rose here for it.
Absolutely you do. Veteran crew, they have each other's backs.
Sean Gilligan as well. I better punch, give him a shout out too, because he watched the broadcast as the period comes to an end. Shots 10-9 in favor of CP Allen. And let's send it down to Mavs Gillis as he's got Jordan Moss.
Playing the way we played all weekend and battle back for still about 30 minutes. Get pucks deep behind them, a strong throw, try to get some shots on that, and we'll get back into it. All right, Jordan, best of luck. All right, stay with us. We're gonna
Yeah, unfortunately, we had a little bit of technical difficulties.
Right here on Eastlink Community TV.
That'll happen here in the game that was supposed to happen yesterday. Now we're here today after the storm.
Yeah, so here's the play of the period. It is brought to you by University St. Anne, Nova Scotia's only Francophone university, and this is how it started.
Yeah, this is the second goal here by CP Allen. It was the absolute laser of a shot by Baldwin that goes over the blocker of McDonald. When we talked about the defensive zone coverage of Riverview, they went for the big hit instead of just getting the stick or body in the shooting lane, and it cost them, and a good shot there by Baldwin.
So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with second period. CP Allen Cheetahs leading 2-0 over the Riverview Ravens. It's the SSNS Division I Boys Hockey Final presented by University St. Anne on Eastlink Community TV.
For information on how to become a volunteer at Eastlink Community TV, please visit eastlink.ca/volunteer-TV.
Did you know many employers consider it an asset to be fluent in English and French? At University St. Anne, you can perfect your French while studying in your field of interest. To learn about bursaries and to apply, ustanne.ca.
Eastlink Community TV follows public health and safety COVID-19 guidelines on all live and pre-recorded productions.
Kevin, a big bounce there to start things off. You get yourselves up to what's the message here? What are you liking out of your team?
It's really stay with the plan that we put out to these guys, even in our last game against Citadel, right? We just got to push hard, go to those dirty areas and get pucks to the net and be clean in our end. Simple as that, play for each other. These guys have been against adversity all year, and they're coming together all at the right moment.
All right, thanks, Kevin.
All right, buddy, thanks.
Guys?
Thanks, Mavs. And yeah, I mean, the thing is that they have been playing together, and together they're going to have to kill 1 minute, 37 seconds left in a penalty, of course, tripping penalty late in that first period, and Riverview started to get a little more momentum. There's scores! Max Baldwin. Shorthanded goal, 3-0. I was just about ready to say that Riverview had a momentum on that power play late stages, but that momentum has just been snuffed out by a shorthanded goal here by Baldwin, making it 3-0.
Yeah, the Riverview defenseman just flubs the pass across the blue line. Baldwin comes in. I don't know if that deflects off the stick of McKenzie or not, but this is an absolute rifle up over the blocker. And that's now 2 goals that they've scored right over the blocker McDonald. So I don't know if they found something in this game or they're shooting there on purpose, but it's worked out for them early on here. And I really loved what the CP Allen coach said there in that interview. They're a team that's gone through a ton of adversity this year. They don't have their 2 goalies. They've had players in and out of the lineup all year. And teams like that are extremely dangerous when it comes down to this end of the year.
And they've got a 3-goal lead. They've killing a penalty. Riverview had a little bit of momentum to start this power play late stages of the first period. McKenzie will cross the line. They'll put on the brakes and circle towards the corner. McKenzie. Centering pass that hits a CP Allen player. Novak comes up with it. 47 seconds left in the penalty. Towards the goal and blocked there by CP Allen and sent down the ice. So I am sure that when Jordan Boss was thinking of a game plan, I'm sure he did not expect his team down 3-0.
No, and he probably didn't expect his top scorer to be out of the lineup. And, you know, those are the cards you're dealt as a team sometimes. And we've talked a lot about this adversity thing, and now one team goes through it all year and another team doesn't really see any of it. It's very tough in hockey or in any sport in general just to have a team go end to end, year to year, just being so good and undefeated and winning everything. And when you get pushed, it's hard to deal with adversity sometimes.
Yeah, if folks have just joined us, Gahan Rector was the top scorer in the regular season for the Riverview Ravens in the Cape Breton High School Hockey League as the penalty is expired. He went off in a pregame, favoring his leg, didn't put a lot of weight on it, and has not returned. And here's a chance. Amaro, cross ice. Burke had a chance to pick that off for Riverview. Gets just a piece of it, sends it towards the corner.
Yeah, great back shot there by Riverview to take away that 2-on-1 chance.
Centering pass out there, and fan on the shot was Forsyth. And Riverview just escaping the storm for now. At one point, Riverview had 5-1 in terms of shots on goal, leading in that category. It is now 12-10 in favor of CP Allen.
Yeah, CP Allen's really made good adjustments here, and you heard their head coach Kevin Wall talk about it, about how they just wanted to get in shooting lanes. They wanted to keep Riverview to the outside, do the simple things. And when you get to provincial championships like this, usually a team, as I said off the top, that plays simple and plays their style that they want to play are going to be the ones that come out on top. And there's still lots of time here left for Riverview. All they need is one, and they're right back in it.
Well, it's really important they don't give up the next one.
Absolutely it is.
They've got a big hill to climb. They don't need to make it any bigger as that's sent towards the corner by CP Allen.
And they're a team that can score a lot of goals. We've seen their results over the year. Like they can put the puck in the net very quickly. All they need is one to get themselves going, get a little bit of belief in the team.
One of the things that I think that Riverview did a lot in the regular season, we've seen it a little bit in that first period. There was those long stretch passes.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, CPL would sort of close that up. So that's taking an offensive weapon that's out of their thing that they've had for the regular season out of the game already.
Yeah, it's forcing them to adjust and do something that they might not be more comfortable with. And they're even seeing it when they get the putt in CPL zone. You can see Riverview really wants to get that putt to the point. They want to take shots in the net with traffic and try to tip putts in. And there's a little delay here as the door is iced up on the Riverview bench. And having coached here a lot over the years, I can attest to these doors do get iced up time to time. The linesman is doing some great work.
Now that's impressive. I say that's impressive work.
That is excellent work, especially not breaking the hockey stick that he used.
I was just about ready to say, it was like if I was a linesman and I did that, I'd probably break the thing. And it's like, that's a $200 stick you just broke. Yeah. It's like, well, there goes my money for making officiating for the night. Here, here's $200. Go buy yourself a stick.
It'd be hard to buy one now for that price. You're looking at over $300 now.
300.
Oh yeah, easily.
Wow.
I'm glad I don't play in today's day and age anymore.
I'm not sure if Mazgos could hear me right now, but I will say, in the words of Gorilla Monsoon, I'm glad I retired.
All right. We're in another CP Allen penalty here.
There's a 2-minute roughing penalty. Forsyth will head to the box. Second penalty of the game, 0 for 1 so far, Riverview. And
we're going to see it here as he comes in. A little cross touch to the back, his arms get extended. And as soon as your arms get extended, the referee's going to make that call.
Riverview on the man advantage. They've been doing very well in the face-off circle, and they won that face-off, but it tips off a stick and goes into the netting.
So you can see what CP Allen wants to do on their penalty kill. They know Riverview wants to get the putts to the point and get shots through the net with traffic. They have 2 forwards, not chasing the D all the way up top, but just doing enough to stay in their shooting lanes. Force the putt down low where they can go and put pressure on their forwards.
Riverview, centering pass, unable to click that time. Sampson trying to get Riverview on the scoreboard. McKenzie, that hits the CP Allen player. Puck's up for grabs. Balcom in a foot race with Amaral, and Riverview holds the line, but not for long as it comes out. Novak has to do a little dance with the referee to get away. They'll regroup in their own zone. McKenzie hits center ice and lost the handle and poked up, but Riverview gets possession of the puck once again. Just past 4 minutes gone in the second period, but really making it tough to get across the blue line is CP Allen. Novak crosses the line this time. A shot that hits a body and sent down the ice there by CP Allen. Seeing Riverview having difficulty getting into that blue line. What do you see defensively? Is there like just a 3-man box set up that's making it really hard to cross the line?
As you see here, CP Allen's pressuring as soon as they come over the line. They're putting pressure on right at the blue line, which a lot of teams do now when they're shorthanded. And you see here, so they put pressure up top. They're not chasing them all the way. They're just making sure they stay in the shooting lanes. Not giving them anything. They want to attack the middle. They take away the sticks. This is a really good setup here from CP Allen.
Geezer was checked in front of the net before he can get a lot of composite on it. A shot there, that's blocked as that hits McQuaid, the team captain, set towards the corner. LeBlanc sends it down low, trying to spin away Novak. He's had a really solid 200-foot game here for the Riverview Ravens. That deflects and just stays, and I mean just by the hair of the chinny chin chin, stays in as Moore sits towards the corner. Penalty's expired. Chance for Burke. Burke trying to spin away. Matthew Burke, who's got 4 points in the Cape Breton High School Hockey League in the regular season. Big hit there by Bond as he pins his man along the boards. 9.5 left to go to the intermission. Forsyth tried to make a move, lost the puck in the process. Burke, wrist shot that hits the body as Bond gets in the way of it. Spencer Bond. Blue line, Geezer. Harass held up, and a chance here for Bala, who's got 2. Goes over Forsyth. Forsyth shot, and off the trapper there of McDonald and into the netting and out of play.
Yeah, Forsyth had some room there. He had a little bit of room over the glove to put this in, as you see here. He comes down the wing. He has his head up. He sees a little bit of room over the shoulder of McDonald, but a good trapper save, as you said, by McDonald. They can't allow another one to go in. As you mentioned, this is a big hill already for them to climb.
Shot there wide from the point by Buffett. Pardon me, Lawson. Lawson with a pass over. Nice little move by Amaro. Amaro going in. Chipped. His stick checked the time, but it was a little bit too good as it's a penalty coming up. First penalty of the afternoon for Riverview, and Stanwyck slaps the puck in disgust. Afterwards, it gets a little bit of a reaction from the crowd.
Yeah, and he's going to get the gate here, I believe. A 10-minute misconduct along with it. You see here a good chance by Amaro, busting between the D, and there's the penalty right there as he's hauled down. And then as they touch up here on the whistle, the Riverview player slaps it down the ice. Which is that's one of those things we talked about when the game gets tough. You can't show frustration like that, and it's a team that hasn't dealt with a lot of adversity all year. And now that they are, you see the frustration coming out. And this is where they have to just rely on each other, ignore the outside noise, and try and get back to their game, which is a very good skilled game when they do play it.
Interesting that Rector is there. He just went into the box, but I have not seen him take a shift yet.
No,
he's here on the bench, but just not getting a chance to play with that leg injury that he got in the pregame.
Well, you saw there. I mean, he could barely walk over the penalty box, but someone has to serve the penalty, and if the kid can't play, you might as well have him serve it.
A shot up high as Normandeau is aiming for the top shelf. Cross ice, Bond that hits a body and goes towards center ice area. Retreating is McQuaid. 8:40 left to go. 3-0 to score. Ballwood has a couple, as well as Hickey, make it at 3-0. Chance for McQuaid as he'll actually put the brakes on. Sends it back. Bond. Normandeau. Top of the faceoff. Back to Bond. Held to the outside. McQuaid. Normandeau had to settle it down. Scores! Here comes Mr. Andrew Burke for Riverview.
Yeah, and this is why we profiled Will at the start of the game. Big-time player, and he makes big-time plays in games, and what a shot that is. What a pass by Rylan McQuaid to get it over to him. He settles it down. He just snaps this between the arm of McDonald, and that'll end his afternoon.
Andrew Burke, who's had 12 saves in these provincials. It was a 2-0 win over Horton in the round-robin portion, getting a chance to come into the net. 10 saves for McDonald.
And I'm sure he would have loved that one back right there, but I mean, the other ones, you can't really blame him. I mean, one took a bad bounce off his back line in that. Another one that was left wide open in the slot, so just a tough break there for McDonald, who's been excellent all year for Riverview.
Slap in by Riverview, and you would have to look far in between because this team, as I mentioned, tops in the Cape Breton League, had a chance, had some long winning streaks in that league. Had a little bit of adversity against Glace Bay in the finals to get here. Oh, but couldn't pull the trigger. There was Beaton, who had some real estate.
This is a good bounce back shift here by Riverview, getting a lot of offensive zone time. Coming in CP Allen.
Fogarty holding the line. 7:14 left to go, and Riverview Ravens were coming in here. The fans, they had lots to be happy about, and they were pretty happy in the building, making a lot of noise, but
we're going to get a penalty here to Riverview as they had too many players on the ice. Linesman blew it down and called it.
As things start to go from bad to worse here for Riverview. 4-0. I have to say I'm shocked. Like, I am shocked at what we're seeing here. We knew CPL was good, and we knew Riverview, but I was not expecting a 4-0 game. Like,
well, I mentioned it off the top when we talked about CP Allen. I mean, they're from an area where I coached a lot growing up, and a lot of these kids have big game experience. And when you get in these big games when you're older, and you have that experience of winning big games and playing in them, it makes a difference. And we're seeing it here. I mean, this is a team that slayed their opponent this morning in Citadel that they've had battles with all year. And now they're full of confidence, and they have a coaching staff that's been here time after time after time, year after year after year. So they're extremely well prepared.
4-0, looking to make it 5 as CP out is on the power play.
That being said, I did not expect this score.
I wasn't expecting this. Balka Sampson with the big aggressive penalty kill here for Riverview. Both guys up and had a good chance for a short-handed chance. Couldn't get a shot. Back comes CP out. Sorry, you were going to say something.
Yeah, it was a great batch up there by Normando, who then just takes the puck and goes up the ice with it.
Normando goes cross ice. Too hot to handle there for McQuaid. He'll send it towards the corner. Amaro. Normando. Back to the point. Buffett. Normando. Top of the face-off circle. Hitting bodies. Bouncing puck. And a nice little stick by LeBlanc to smack it towards the corner and out of harm's way. 6 to go to the intermission. Normando taking his time, takes a bump from Sampson. A lead pass up ahead. Arsenault couldn't handle it cleanly. It has to go towards the corner. He's watched there by Buffett. Buffett just takes it off a stick, just like taking candy away from a candy-hating baby. Here's a 3-on-1 shot, and lots on it there by Baldwin, looking for stirs. They go end to end. Novak going in. Oh, put a lot of mustard on it, and it's tipped. And a big stop as Bentley comes and gets some pats on the back from his teammates. What a minute that was.
Yeah, what a wild sequence, short-handed. And on the power play, both teams going back and forth. Chance after chance after chance as we see CP Allen, great pass by Thomas Tran to send Baldwin in with a great shot. But he misses the net, and that allows Novak to pick it up. And he comes sprinting down. And a great job there by Bentley to stay with him the whole way.
And that had a lot of, you heard the sound of the puck hitting the glass. I think that was a bullet.
Yeah, he had a lot on it. And that's one of the breaks that this Riverview team needs. They need one of those to go in for them. They can't afford to keep melting down like they have been here, taking the undisciplined penalties. They need to get back to their skill game that they were able to play. We see flashes of it where they can do it.
Yeah, there's 10 seconds left in the penalty to Geezer. 5:12 left to go to the intermission. Novak, if there has been a bright light here for Riverview, he has played very solid games. So I'm sure that Jordan Moss and coaching staff must be happy with his game, and he's getting a lot of shifts and probably getting more because without Rector.
Right. Yeah, he's been excellent. The puck has found him a lot here today, and it's one of those guys that they're going to have to hope can carry this offensive comeback.
Burke makes a stop. I'm not sure if he saw it because it's kind of handcuffed him, and he had it enough to get it towards the corner. Penalties expired. Shots 14. That hits a body up front. And try to get it towards the net. There was Day. And you pretty much know that Burke's going to probably be giving up a lot of chances here. Because, I mean, with Riverview down by 4, they need goals. So you're going to probably see a lot of odd-man rushes here for CPL the rest of the way to try to get back into it.
Right, they're going to start taking chances to try and get back in this. It's the only chance they have. And the downside of that is you're going to have chances like this against players that are very skilled.
Barry, a shot, and Burke with the stop. And let's also give credit to Burke here. This is a tough situation.
Absolutely.
To come in and one game in the playoffs, and it was probably a couple days ago, so had a little bit of warm-up, so he probably hasn't seen a lot of shots to be prepared for this one, but this is a pretty good test for him as Barry's coming down.
Yeah, and a great save by him there with no rebound, and this is why as a player or a goaltender, you always have to be ready. You never know when your name's going to get called. That's why it's so important. Always stay focused before a game, stay ready.
And I mean, this, like, the goaltending change was done because of 4-0, but it's also inspired Riverview. They've got some more energy in the legs, you know.
Yeah, not only does it take the goalie out, but it gives a little message to the team saying, like, we got to get going here.
Burke with the stop once again. Set towards the corner, coming up to 3.5 left to go. His play's blown down.
Then that comes off again. What it often does here at the HRM 4 pad.
I'm not sure if we had a chance when we were doing the Saltwater East Coast Ice Jam. You coached a lot of games in this building. What's some of the memories that you have in this building?
Oh, there's so many. I mean, we won the Moosehead Cup here. My first year of coaching U13, which basically meant we got to go to the Quebec International Tournament representing the Mooseheads, so that was really cool. You know, we've won the Jordan Boyd Memorial Tournament here, which is always an honor. You know, remembering Jordan and his family and having his family in attendance, that's always a very special moment. And then just seeing kids like this that are playing high school or playing U18 or playing U16, seeing where they end up, where they go to university, those are the best moments coaching.
CP Allen pressing once again. We talked about Normandeau off the top, and we'll get back to that in just a couple of seconds here. So as we SSNS Division I Boys High School Championship is brought to you by University St. Anne, Nova Scotia's only French language university. Beautiful shot of Bedford. It's a nice day. Yesterday it was sort of like springish. And we know what springish means, playoffs, and here we are.
Yeah, after that disastrous day we had on Friday, it was nice to have a nice sunny day.
They said it was Cal Bay area, so that's even a nice one. So nice to get out to the shore every once in a while. Beautiful shot. Our Eastlink Community TV crew who are here at the HRM Fort Pad, 4-0 the score for CP Allen, who finished third in the league, in the high school league. A shot there by Burke. Burke getting his chances here late in the second period here for Riverview, but can't bury one. Still 4-0. We're glad you could join us on this Monday afternoon. Game originally supposed to be 12 noon on Sunday with the weather.
They've had a few chances here, Riverview, as we see the 2-on-1 chance. A great pass across, and they just missed. So they've had a few chances here, and they've really upped their game. As you mentioned earlier, since they've pulled McDonald out of the net, their game has gotten better. They've gotten back to their skill game a little more. But they need one of those who don't win pretty soon here.
Yeah, the thing is that the clock is winding down and the clock is getting a little bit closer to a championship. And what a weekend it would be for CPL. Their boys basketball team won the provincials in Cape Breton over the weekend.
That was a good accomplishment for them.
And their hockey team is looking to win a provincial championship pretty much in their own backyard. As they come up to 100 seconds left to go in the second period. Still lots of hockey left to be played. Shots 18-14 in favor of CP Allen, who are one time trailing in the shots on goal department 5-1. And I guess, you know, basically if people are just tuning in, one of the big storylines here for this one is the fact that here's a chance for Geezer. Geezer going in. Geezer shot! Stopped by Bentley!
That's a few times now that Riverview's been able to sneak a guy in behind the CP Allen defense. And they'll have to talk about that as a group and clean that up as Geezer gets sprung in alone. And what a save here by Stanley. Square to the shooter, gets down his butterfly, doesn't allow a rebound. That's what you want from your goaltender. And as we mentioned a lot of times, this isn't even their starting goalie or backup goalie. And he's giving them all they need.
And you want to talk about storylines for Geezer. He had 4 goals and 8 assists in the regular season, came to these provincial championships and had 5 points. So he sort of has half of his point total in this tournament. Expected to get things going offensively. We profiled him off the top because of the injury director. Had a chance. Less than a minute to go, so it's almost getting to the time here for Riverview. They're starting to grind that stick. What do we got to do to get one past Bentley?
Yeah, and they played really well here the last half of the second period. They just stick with the program. All you need is one.
I'd like to get that one, but we said about Novak playing a good 200-foot game. McKenzie has as well.
Yeah, he's not. I like watching this guy play. He's an excellent smooth skating defenseman for Riverview.
LeBlanc shot and stick save, and I don't think Bentley saw that one.
He did not see that one bit as he looked at his stick after hearing the sound.
He heard it. Yeah.
That's why you have good goalie posture and position.
LeBlanc. A couple of nice moves, running out a real stick for the blue ice, and out the other side.
This is more like the Riverview that we expected to see.
Shot scores!
And that right there is more like the Riverview we
expected to see.
Well, we talked about Matthew Burke getting some chances and having a little bit better finish here in this second period, and he's finally rewarded with a goal. Something for Riverview fans who made the trip for Cape Breton to cheer about. Makes it 4-1.
Yeah, this is a great offensive zone shift by Riverview, and a lot of chances where this puck goes in. You see the backdoor pass. And then he's going to get this puck win. He's going to walk off, and he pops the bottle. Just a perfect shot. And that's exactly what they needed right before the end of this period.
Well, 30 minutes in the books. 4-0, now 4-1. And what a period it was. Like, I mean, wow.
Yeah, back and forth they went, and chances at both ends. There was a good 5-minute stretch there of really good hockey. It's something to watch.
Well, he was the play of the period. The first period, he might as well be play of the period. The second period, it's Max Baldwin, and the play of the period is brought to you by University St. Anne, Nova Scotia's only francophone university. Right off the draw, Greg.
Yeah, and it was a flood pass by a defenseman on Riverview. Baldwin picks it up, and he snaps that over the blocker of McDonald, and he knows it. He's scored a lot of goals in his career. He had a great minor hockey career, and he's doing it here in the high school league in the provincial championship.
And his team is only 15 minutes away from a provincial championship in their own backyard. So, well, we've got a great intermission coming up. A chance here by Novak to bury one and couldn't, but of course it's been CPL and got things going early. Mavs Gillis has your intermission report coming up after the break. 4-1 after 30 minutes of play. It's the SSNS Division I Boys Hockey Championship on Eastlink.
Test your French knowledge with University St. Anne.
Vous voulez commencer à apprendre le français ce printemps? L'Université Sainte-Anne peut vous aider. Les inscriptions pour la session de printemps sont maintenant ouvertes.
Do you know what she's saying? Find out after the break. Maritime Made on Eastlink is brought to you by Invest Nova Scotia, working together to grow your business.
Not everyone gets the chance to look behind the curtain, but every episode of Maritime Made does just that, unveiling the behind-the-scenes operations of some of the great companies in our region. Catch a brand new episode of Maritime Made this Sunday at 7:30 p.m. on Eastlink Community TV 10 and 610.
We are producing our own yarn, and we're able to kettle dye our own yarn here, and we're producing felting products. And the newest thing is we're partnering with other artisans to make kits, and that's been pretty exciting. And our goal is to, produce something that is a Cape Breton line.
Get ready for some more hard-hitting, fast-paced action of the Maritime Hockey League on Eastlink Community TV. Oh, what a goal! Saturday, March 11th, Pictou County versus Yarmouth at 7 p.m., courtesy of MC Media.
Did you translate correctly? Let's find out.
Want to start learning French this spring? Université Sainte-Anne can help. Registration for the spring session is now open.
University St. Anne is Nova Scotia's only francophone university. Use saintanne.ca/FLS.
Here at Bedford for the finals of the Division I Boys Provincial Hockey Championships. Owen Forsyth joining me at the Owen, hey, you guys come on. You're a little bit on the ropes. All of a sudden, a big bounce, another bounce. Man, things were really working for you. What was going right in those first two periods?
We were just sticking with the game plan we went with last game with Citadel. It's working good. We're playing a neutral zone trap, so we're keeping them out of our end. We're starting to work after the bit of the first. We were falling behind, but we're back in it now.
The goal had to be to get to this stage right now. Coming out of the city finals after losing to Citadel, how nice was it to win against them in the semis?
We weren't too worried about that. The regional banner's a bit of a curse, so we We won it last year, didn't do much in provincials, and didn't win it this year.
What was the message to the guys in the room coming out tonight?
Just play our best. Talked about how we came from the bottom, barely made it into regionals, snuck all the way to provincial finals.
So start from the bottom, now you're here?
Yep.
All right, great. Owen, for yourself, how's things working for you out there? What are you looking to work on?
Probably keep the penalties a little lower. I don't know, just keep playing my game.
You were in high school hockey for a couple of years now. What have been some of the things you've loved about playing with your buddies in high school?
Man, it's fun. High school hockey's pretty good. Yeah, just it's better. I find it really fun.
What would it mean to cap it off with a provincial title?
Oh man, that'd be unreal.
Well,
yeah, the boys would love it.
There's 15 minutes left.
Yeah.
You're up 3. You may have a chance to hoist that banner.
Yeah.
All right, Owen, I'll wish you best of luck.
15 miles.
15 miles?
Yeah.
Just one more barrel, right?
Yeah.
All right. Good job. Owen Forsyth there. As we're flying over the HRM 4-pad, stick with us. We've got more coming up here on our SSNS Division I Boys Hockey Final.
You're watching exclusive coverage of SSNS high school sports on the Maritime's #1 sports channel, Eastlink Community TV.
This program is brought to you in part by one-on-one French tutoring at University St. Anne, a private program unique to every client's goals and needs. You can start at any time on a part-time or full-time basis. For more information, email fls@ustanne.ca.
I could not believe my eyes that there could be so many green trees over here.
I hadn't a clue where Halifax, Nova Scotia was. I really didn't.
Nova Scotia is perfect for us.
I just love the environment. Focusing on diversity, focusing on immigration. Dream big. You want to reach your goal.
Me and my wife will look at each other and go, I can't believe we live here.
I'm very lucky to live here and find this place.
Here I Am, Thursdays at 9:30 on Eastlink Community TV.
Interested in a career that takes you from the rink to the field? That allows you to share the stories of the people and the places that we call home? That challenges you to be at your best at all times? Eastlink Community TV is looking for you. Manager, producer, and technical producer positions on our team are available now. Visit eastlink.ca and click on Careers to apply.
NWBC on Eastlink is presented in part by Northwood. Live more.
Good morning and welcome to NWBC.
Music can spark memories and make us all feel great. Northwood Broadcasting Club on Eastlink Community TV does exactly that, paired with information about upcoming events in Nova Scotia. Northwood Broadcasting Club airs daily from 10 a.m. to noon on Eastlink 10 and 610. Available only to Eastlink customers.
Hey you, environmentalist over there. Yeah, you. You recycle because it's next to the trash. You buy organic. Sometimes. You conserve water. When you can. And every now and then you even save energy. Just not tonight. You may do all these things because they're easy and practically unavoidable, but you're still doing them. And now, you're going to help reverse the decline of fish stocks by choosing the fish with the MSC logo. Because it's really, really easy, and because you are an environmentalist.
Eastlink Community TV follows public health and safety COVID-19 guidelines on all live and pre-recorded productions.
Bedford for the finals, the boys Division I Provincial Hockey Championships. Brady McKenzie joining me at this time for review. Down 4-1, but that big one comes right before the break. What's the momentum like in the room for you guys right now?
We're pretty hyped up. We're not giving up. I know it wasn't the start we wanted at all, going down 4, but that last one really gave us hope, and we're going to come out hard in the third.
You've got 15 minutes left. What needs to change?
I think we're trying not to change. We're going to stick to our game, and we're going to get some good bounce coming our way, and the puck's going to go in the net.
Brady, for yourself, this is grade 12, successful career in high school. What have been some of the things that you loved about playing high school hockey here at Riverview?
Just playing with the boys I grew up with. Ever since minor hockey, playing with them for probably 10, 12 years. We really have a good bond there, and as you can see, we're pretty successful as a team.
Now, Brady, your aspirations, you want to get into the family business, which is medicine, right?
Right, yeah.
What draws you towards medicine?
I think just having my dad as a doctor and being successful in his respectful name, I think that just drives me to earn my own respect in the family.
Well, your dad's got a bit of a respect name in hockey as the doctor for the World Junior team, RJ McKenzie.
Yeah.
So for yourself, you may have had a little bit more access to World Juniors. What were some of your favorite memories from the tournament a couple of weeks back?
I mean, it's got to be getting some exclusives from the team, sitting with the family members, a couple of dinners with the team, so that was really good. And then winning the gold was obviously exceptional, so that was really enjoyable for me.
Well, there's 15 minutes left. You're trying for a massive comeback for a golden moment. My friend, best of luck.
All right, thank you.
All right, Brady McKenzie from the Riverview Ravens. Now, stick with us. We'll have more coming up after the break. There's the Selly down the bench. You're gonna need a couple. You're gonna need a couple more of those to come back. Get inside the board with the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League on Eastlink Community TV. Get ready for all the gold and incredible hockey action all season long. With Ty Bell jumping up on him, Johnson, shot scored! Friday, March 10th, the Charlottetown Islanders and Cape Breton Eagles at 7 p.m. Available only to Eastlink video customers.
Did you know many employers consider it an asset to be fluent in English and French? At University St. Anne, you can perfect your French while studying in your field of interest. To learn about bursaries and to apply, ustantanne.ca.
The company is number one focus is being a good community member and just providing good employment and bringing business into our region and providing outlets for tourists to come and enjoy this area and the products that we can make. So that's definitely the number one philosophy, and just giving back to our community when we can, and making premium products.
The fashion industry, it's exclusionary. It's where you tell people who belong and who matter.
Growing up, you would not see a dark-skinned girl that looks like me. Whether it's body types, whether it's ethnicity, whether it's hair types, anything.
We're just trying to break all these beauty standards.
Stomp It Out, Wednesday, March 8th at 9:30 on Eastlink Community TV. Available only to Eastlink video customers.
For your eyes only? Think before you send. Once upon a time, there were two sweaters. One made with wool from a sheep far, far away. And one with wool from a sheep raised right here in Nova Scotia. To get here, the faraway wool had to take a plane, a boat, and an 18-wheel truck. The Nova Scotia sweater just came down the road. The faraway wool may be cheaper, but to get here, it caused 4 tons of poisonous carbon gases. That's enough to fill 4 houses. So when you shop, remember, it's not the price, it's the cost. Go local.
30 minutes of play in the books on a Monday afternoon, and it didn't take CPL long to get things going, Greg.
No, we see that really strange first goal again that goes off the skate, up and over the shoulder of McDonald, and then that got them going, and they never looked back since. We see this big shot here by Baldwin in the slot up over the blocker, McDonald. Give him a quick 2-0 lead in the first period, and then they continue that on into the second. That's right off the opening face-off the second period. Baldwin goes forward with it. Missed pass, D to D. He comes in, high blocker shot, bingo. Gives them a quick 3-0 lead. And then from there, their special teams took over. As we'll see here after this goal, they get set up on a power play. Bond over. Great pass over to Normando. So it's Bond to McQuaid over to Normando. Great Bedford connection there of three guys that always play together. And then Riverview, the big goal at the end of the period, popping the bottle, getting the intensity back into this game for a wild third period.
Yeah, we've got a wild 15 minutes coming up. And of course, there was a goaltending change there for Riverview. McDonald out, Burke in. And then once that happened, it went right to the legs of Riverview, and they got that late goal. So we should be in for a dandy of a finish as Bentley has to make a stop. And so many clean face-off wins here today, too.
Yeah, Riverview's very good at the face-offs. They're winning them cleanly right to their defensemen. They have a lot of skilled defensemen. That's where they want the puck. Another one there.
McKenzie fans on it, sends it towards the corner. And now starting to get a little bit loud here at the HRM 4-pad. Pretty packed for a Monday afternoon game.
Yeah, as a few more students have come over in between intermission.
Yeah, CP out is just like literally a hop, skip, and a jump away for the HRM 4-pad. 22-18, the shots in favor of Riverview, but the scoreboard tells a different story, 4-1. But they finished that second period off a little bit strong, got a goal late in the period. Can they get one here to try to get a little bit closer and bring it to a 4-2 game? We'll have to wait and see. In the meantime, Angus Berry will chip it in and start a change. Just 1 minute gone in the third period. LeBlanc, quick pass up ahead to Matthew Burke, who's got the lone marker here for Riverview, who sends it in. Burke, who had 4 points in the regular season, but having a strong provincial championship this weekend. Hickey coming down, cross ice shot, scores! Evan Emerald, 5-1.
We talked about the fact that Riverview was going to have to start taking chances, and if you start taking chances, you run the risk of getting your D caught. Just as Riverview did here, as their D pinches down the board, trying to keep it in the zone. Great feed over, and Amarillo makes no mistake. What a pass there by Cooper Hickey, their leading point scorer here in provincials. And Amarillo makes no mistake.
That gives him 7 points at 18 in the regular season, did Hickey. So that's what's so great about this. You throw out the regular season stats, and all of a sudden new names and new heroes come out of the woodwork, and it seems to be the case here for CP Allen.
Absolutely, they're such a deep team. Like, they have so many guys that are, again, we mentioned big game experience over the years, and it's coming to fruition. A lot of these kids know how to score in these big games, and it's not the top guys that have to do it for them.
Forsyth, shot, and Burke with the stop on that one.
Good stop there by Burke to settle things down after that goal. Again, another goal that you can't really blame him for. I mean, 2-on-1, great pass across.
Yeah, he's in relief of Ryan McDonald, who was pulled to that second period after the fourth goal. Think about a 15-minute game. You have some of these, like, starts here, like has happened. I'll finish off in a second here. A shot there by Baldwin looking for his third. I just want to say that 15 minutes, you get off to like one of those starts that are shocking. All of a sudden, you don't get a lot of time to react with a 15-minute game
and get away from it quickly. And we're going to see another undisciplined penalty here coming up to Riverview. As
Sampson there with a shot to the CPL and player towards center ice.
Now CPL's going to go back to the power play here. And this is the thing for Riverview. Again, you cannot melt down in these moments. You have to try and stay composed as best you can. As we see the penalty here. I mean, putt's nowhere near, and he just takes a run at the CP Allen player. We saw how dangerous their penalty kill can be in the second period. They had 2 or 3 really great chances, did Riverview, when they were shorthanded.
Yeah, they were very aggressive, had both men like pretty much down in their offensive zone. And here they are once again on the drive. There is Stanwyck, but he's hauled up, so Amber Forsyth will get the interference penalty, so that will even things out. 4 skaters aside for a minute and 36.
Yeah, good burst of speed there to draw the penalty and make Forsyth get the stick in there on the hook. See there, he leans on him and keeps his feet moving, which will be an easy call for the official. Make it 4-on-4.
We haven't seen a lot of open ice here, so let's see who it favors. Another clean face-off with both teams. Scott scores! Wow! Stanwyck, top of the face-off circle, top shelf. Grandma keeps the peanut butter. I know I've used that before, but I've got to use it again. It's 5-2.
Yeah, it was a great shot there by Stanwyck on the point. It was a set face-off play, I believe. They win it cleanly to the D. They shoot it D to D, and he takes a shot with a little bit of a screen in front, and all of a sudden they negate that CP Allen goal. And I'm sure that's one that Stanley would love back, or Bentley, sorry, that's one that he would love back.
In the semi-desporting, CP Allen did manage to have a 3-goal lead against Citadel, but Citadel struck back, so they have seen this sort of game before where it's been quick strikes. One team scores, the other one scores quickly. Amaro, who's got one here this period, slides into the post, and we were always talking about those pegs, and that time, of course, came off pretty easily, so, I mean, Amaro's going to be A-okay, so it wasn't too much of a hard collision.
No, you expect the net to come off there, which is what they're designed to do to make sure the player doesn't get injured running into them. But that was a good goal there by Riverview to make sure they get themselves back in this game a little bit.
I mean, we talked about Matthew Burke, but I mean, Stanwyck, who got that second goal, had 12 points in the regular season for Cape Breton. He also had a good one. Like, there's been some great players here for Riverview. I mean, Novak was really good in the first, and Burke turned it on in the second. And I'm impressed with Stanwyck as well. I mean, of course, you see the players here for CPL. They've been doing well. Stanwyck going in. Couldn't pull the triggers. He lost a lot of real estate. Trying to spin away. Loses his glove in the process, so I'll pick it up. And 4 wide on this attack here by CPL, led by Dave. Puts it up towards the middle, picked off, and just gets outside the blue line. McQueen tried to poke it back in. Matthew Burke turn it on the brakes, goes to the outside. Drop pass, a shot there by Geiser as he fans out. The puck's inside the blue ice and covered up by Bentley.
Shot by Bentley to find the puck there in that scramble. And it was a good attack there by Riverview. Just a fan shot by Novak. A really good attack. And all they need is one more goal, and then this game gets very interesting. You see there a drop pass. Novak just fans on it, and then Bentley's able to find it in that scrum. Covers it up. Great job by the officials right behind the net. Getting a good vantage point.
Yeah, 20 seconds left in the Sampson penalty, who's off for roughing. And then CP Allen will have an abbreviated power play. Riverview getting organized. Stanwyck, who just got the recent marker, will set this play up. Goes cross ice over Arsenault. Bouncing puck out front. CP Allen smothers it, and Normando breaks the attack, going the other way. A shot from a sharp angle, so they have an abbreviated power play. Here's a 2-on-2. Balcom joining the rush. And a nice stick, beautifully done there by Spencer Bond, poking it off of Brady McKenzie, who we had as our intermission guest. Sampson backpedaling, puts it up the middle and to the far side boards towards the corner. We're even strength right now, 5 skaters aside for both teams as we're coming up to the 5-minute mark of the third period. Bouncing puck up for grabs. Baldwin's pass too far out of the reach there. Forsyth centering pass inside the blue ice. Burke covers up.
A good job there by LeBlanc to tie his guy up, going to the net, making sure there wasn't a good opportunity there by CP Allen.
I like Burke's mask. You see, look like you got the BU and he's got the Riverview R and then the KE.
Yeah, I really like that.
I like that. There's a lot of basket designs. That one's pretty good. I mean, pretty simple.
It's simple, but it's clean, and it
has
goes
your
well.
name on it.
Yeah, and it goes well with the uniform.
Backhand shot. Burke flashing a lot of extra stuff. Might not have got a lot of confidence on it, but boy, every save he makes now is timely and needed.
Well, they can't afford to give another one up. Like, they're at a point in this game now where they got to really put the attack on, and their top guys just played a whole lot, so they're gassed, and they've got to hope that these other players can get them back into this game.
Brendan Moore loses the handle, but it stays inside the line. As Leahy will send it towards the corner, but it will be C.P. Allen that comes up with it and breaks this attack. A burst of speed. Angus Berry trying to squeeze by LeBlanc. Puck goes towards the corner, gathered up there by Ryan Beaton. Sends it to the far side. Chip towards the corner. Curtis Fogarty. LeBlanc now. Lost it momentarily. Gains possession of the puck here for Riverview. And it just gets out to center ice area. Moore gathering up, bouncing puck right into the feet of Leahy. There wasn't really much he could get going with that. And it just has enough gas for icing. 5-2, 9:12 left in the third.
Yeah, big face-off here, and this is one of those chances Riverview will have. As we mentioned, they're a very good face-off team. So we'll see if they can capitalize off the face-off here. They get their big guns on the ice.
That one's a scramble draw. We haven't seen a lot of those scramble draws. McQuaid flips it up. Geezer trying to show some soccer skills, gets it to Novak. Novak centering pass, McQuaid right there, sniffs it and puts it towards the corner. Sent towards the corner there is Riverview. Novak chip towards the corner, trying to get that cycle game going. 50-50 puck up for grabs. McKenzie towards the net. Once again, great stick by McQuaid to steer it out of harm's way. Riverview pressing, but unable to get it going. Here's Normando starting the rush. Him and Matt Lawton were at the end of a shift, so they'll start a change here for C.P. Allen with 6:26 left to go. 8:26 left to go, pardon me, in this third period. Get ahead of myself. Or maybe it's just bad eyes.
We see here C.P. Allen with 2 or 3 guys back at all times, except for this turnover.
Burke with the point. Gets it over to Novak, but he can't get a stick on. Centering pass by Novak out front. Baldwin starts the rush for C.P. Allen, crossing the blue line. Has Barry with him. Barry has the puck centering there. Burke pokes it out of harm's way, but it gets to the blue line. Holding the blue line is Munn. Bouncing puck up for grabs outside the blue line into center ice. Sims tried to use a screen as a DeYoung was kind of getting in the way, but Bentley did cover up as it's set back by his teammate to cover up for the stoppage and play.
Yeah, he tried to use the defenseman as a screen and he's there for the shot, but the defenseman did a great job getting in the shooting lane, making sure that couldn't get all the way on net. And C.P. Allen's doing a great adjustment in their own zone, that if the D do get the puck on Riverview, they're keeping a player in the middle of the ice, making sure the puck can't get through to the net, as that's what Riverview's plan of attack is. And C.P. Allen's more or less just trying to kill the clock, get pucks deep.
Fogarty tried to knock it down with his glove near center ice, got to the side boards and then sent it in, but quickly out. Puck gets past. Here's Hickey, opposite wing. Hickey, shot that doesn't get through. Maybe Burke got a piece of it, but the sprawling defenseman, and quickly up was Brendan Moore for Riverview to get up the center ice area. Sampson makes a couple of nice moves, goes down on the play. No arms from the referee up, so play continues on with 7 to go. Third period. Balcom runs out of real estate, centering pass blocked. Bond got in the way of that one. A shot that doesn't get through. Lots of traffic outside of the Bentley net for C.P. Allen, getting in the shooting and passing lanes. Stanwyck, that hits a body. Another glove there by Hickey, trying to knock it down for C.P. Allen.
That's what I talked about. They're doing such a good job of keeping guys in the middle of the ice, making sure those pucks can't get through the net. And it's really frustrating Riverview. There it is again. And again, they're doing such a great job of just keeping 3 guys in the middle of the ice, saying if you're going to attack us, it's not going to be from the point.
25-19, the shots for Riverview. Penalty coming up. with 6:10 left to go. Hit to the head. High school sports coverage on Eastlink is presented in association with School Sport Nova Scotia and proudly sponsored by University St. Anne, Nova Scotia's only French language university. Oh, a shot at the parking lot. How'd you do for parking?
Oh, I was here nice and early, so no worries. Not like the Saltwire Ice Jam when we were here. That was good thing I lived just up the road and I didn't have to worry about the parking, but it was a disaster.
Well, it was a little bit easier. Of course, they had the semifinals this morning, and you and I were here to watch some of it. And
right.
Of course, the thing is that for those who have just joined us, CP Allen had 2 regular goaltenders are both injured. Bentley is the alternate player, and to see what they're doing today, I'm just flabbergasted. I don't like to usually use that word, but that's the only word I could use to describe it here. Is a team that lost both goaltenders are in a position 6-10 away from winning a provincial championship. As we take a look,
you see the penalty come up here on your screen as you see the shot right there at the very end.
That's head contact for sure. Yep.
So they called that, and this is the chance here for Riverview. They're going to absolutely need one on this power play if they have a hope of coming back. We'll see if they've made an adjustment on how CPA likes to block shots.
Well, it has definitely been a better third period, and it's been better for them since they made the goaltending change. It's like night and day between the teams here for Riverview. They had a little bit of bad luck, but you're starting to see why they were real dominant in the Cape Breton League. Came in with 1 loss in the regular season. They had 1 loss in the playoffs to qualify. It was to Glace Bay Panthers, who finished 2nd in that division. So to get down early was kind of a surprise, but this is the team that you expected. Berkey had to be careful on that one.
This is what I mean. They keep trying these point shots, and CP Allen is in these lanes. Like, they have to adjust and do something different.
I would imagine that he's called Berkey, but I could be wrong. But it was Berkey made that stop. Novak shot. Bentley with the stop.
Good save there by Bentley, making sure there's no rebound, as that was a good rush by Novak and a good low shot. He was hoping for a rebound, trying to get it to his teammates, but none coming there from Bentley. And if you're wondering, if you're at home, you're wondering, well, how should they adjust here on this power play? If they're going to take the point shots away, that means there's a soft area between the forwards and defensemen that you can attack. And that's how they scored their first goal of the game. They attacked that area between the forwards and defense, and he managed to walk right into the slot and shoot it home. So, clean, the coach, that's what I'm looking for.
Clean face-off win by CPL. It sets it down. Everybody was looking up at the rafters where it was. It finally came down inside the Ravens blue line. Killing some seconds. It gets the crowd reacted. This place is going to explode. 4.5 if the score remains what it is right now as Bentley covers up.
As they tried to use the end boards their advantage there, but Bentley knew that bounce that was coming off the boards very well. As you see here, there's 18 seconds left in the power play, and very good face-off team. We'll see if they're able to win one back here. It's getting to the point of the game where you almost need a goal every minute now, so.
Well, it's definitely strategy's got to help. As Bentley makes another stop, but leaves a big rebound, a shot, another save there by Bentley. Left a rebound, Burke fanning on the shot. Centering pass, and it hits off a couple of sticks, and guess what's happened, Greg? The net's off its pegs again.
Yeah, as it comes off again, and this one was at home. They're not doing it intentionally. The nets come off here frequently at this arena. And that was a good attack there by Riverview, and that's why I mentioned they have to attack in the middle of the ice area, and that's where they got those good scoring chances from.
4 seconds left in the Spencer Bond penalty. He's standing up, and he comes out of the box. Norman Doe blows a tire on the play. 4 to go. Nice hands by Burke to come up with that pass. A shot. And I think Bentley just gets a piece of it with his blocker towards the corner. 3:50 left.
Yeah, at the last minute he just saw it. That was a great shot coming in.
Bentley steered it to the corner again. He faced 26 shots in the semifinal win versus Citadel this morning. He's already at 29, so he's faced 55 shots so far in 2 games. That's a lot of shots, and they've been quality scoring chances. Most of them have been, for sure.
We'll see here if they're going to pull their goaltender or not. They're probably waiting for an offensive zone possession.
Well, I've said this before, and I know people may be tuning in for a broadcast. Probably heard me say this. It's like, well, you got to give yourself a chance to take a chance to give yourself a chance.
Right.
Whether you lose 6-2 or 5-2, it's still a loss. So you're going to see them probably do that eventually.
We're going to see a timeout here by CP
Allen. Yeah, so we saw Riverview take a timeout earlier here in this third period. So
CP Allen's just going over their defensive zone coverage. I bet on this little whiteboard that the coach has. They'll go over their plan for if they lose the face-off, if they win the face-off. And this is all stuff that they would have practiced throughout the year.
I got a kick out of the CPL on Twitter when the regionals were just held a couple weeks back. They, of course, mentioned that, well, we lost to Settle today. Oh, well, we're going there anyway.
Right.
Pretty much was what it was on Twitter. So I was like,
yeah, it was you didn't have this one, but
yeah, we're going to provincials anyway.
Right. And they got them here this morning. And it's funny how that happens in hockey. That's why I always said it's tough to beat a team twice, and we're seeing that again here. It's very tough to beat a team back-to-back.
No movement from Burke yet.
Should be icing, so we'll probably see him come out now.
Shots 29-21, and just like that, I've said to you before why you're not under 15 or under 18 coaching with just this big, beautiful mind that you have.
Well, I mean,
you called that one.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, you know, they're down by 3 goals. This is the time. Oh, and this
right down the middle. That's how they iced the game against Citadel. They put it right down the middle, and they did once again.
Yeah, and that's the guy that we profiled before the game, Will Normando.
We're still good.
This is why he is. This is second of the game. This is why we picked him.
A lot of people probably saying at home with these guys, well, we do a lot of U18. We had a chance to see this guy a lot for Steel Subarus, and he puts her right down Main Street, makes it 6-2.
And he still is big in his own zone with a lead late in the game. And I know the guy I coached with, Peter McIsaac, was laughing at that one because one of those provincial championships we won, it was Will Normando at the end of the game with a big block for us that won it for us. And he does it again here today. And we mentioned the big game players that CP Allen has and having that experience and how it's a big factor for them here. We see a shot of their bench.
Yeah, you could just see a little bit more smiles on there.
And it's tough for Riverview because as you said, the second half of this game, they've been excellent. And they've had a great second half, but it's almost like that first weird goal that went in kind of deflated their bench. And
it's one of those ones for them. It was a weird set of circumstances because all of a sudden their top player, Brechter, goes down. We don't see what happened, but all of a sudden he was like on one leg, leaving the ice surface. He is dressed and on the bench.
Yeah, he's on the door there. He's just opening as we see him leave.
Lockview Dragons and are the 2022.
So, I mean, when you see things like that, you know, it's almost like, well, what are we going to do? And to try and quickly rebound off of that, that's tough.
It is, and it's very tough at this level when you're a team that's been so good all year and your leader goes down just like that, and he's there for emotional support, but it's tough to rebound. And it's easy to say, well, just put it in the back of your mind and keep playing, but yeah, remember at the end of the day, these are still kids. And it's tough for them to move past one of their best players being out of the lineup.
And the first goal that was scored there by CPL was just a bit of an odd. He went off a body and went in off her own person. So
it was a 1 in a million goal that. It's just on this day, it happened to win for them.
Well, it's, as I said, we were here watching the semis, and I was watching the Citadel CPL game, and the Citadel Phoenix fans were just coming out and said, well, you can't win them all.
No, you can't. Eventually it's going to happen, and we're seeing something similar here.
But give Riverview credit for a great season. Sims there was shot. Minute 20 left to go. A great season that they've had, and a great run at the championships, and going 4-0, and then all of a sudden, sometimes the championship game is the hardest to win.
Yep. It's the one with the most intensity, and it's the one that you can hype up a little too much at times, and on this day. CPA is just, seems like a team that was destined on this day.
Final minute announcement has been made here at the HRM 4-pad. 50 seconds left to go. Burke trying to spin away. Gets a chance. Sharp angle shot. Bentley able to stop. Novak with a big wild slap. As you can hear, it's starting to get loud at the HRM 4-pad, and things may get a little intense, and here we go. Scott Morrison, Liam Ferguson, and Hunter Rose, Justin Blanchard trying to get cooler heads to prevail. Novak caught up in that.
This is a part of high school hockey that you really don't like to see too much, but
Hickey getting his helmet off, and well, he'll go to the dressing room.
Now you gotta remember, at the end of the day, a lot of these players playing in this game, there's a lot of grade 12s playing in this game, and this is the end of the road for a lot of these players in their hockey career, and you gotta remember that their tempers may flare and you might see some shenanigans go on, but...
And you don't like to see it in that way, as you said.
At all. Like,
Hunter Rose and Justin Blanchard there talking it over.
This is why you have the veteran officiating crew doing this game, because you know something like this, regardless if either team was up this much at the end, was going to happen. But you got to be careful, especially because people might not know this in this league, but if you get suspended in high school hockey, you actually get suspended from school as well. So you have to be very careful in these games that this is a school event at the end of the day, and you have to be very careful. You see a shot of the crowd there, and yeah, you have hats off to Riverview. Like, they played a heck of a game, especially the second half of this game. And as you mentioned, their top player being out, and the type of season they had, as we see the scuffle after whistle. And a great job by the linesmen there, getting in there, making sure they can't throw any punches at each other.
That's Scott Morrison in on that.
Yeah, making sure calmer heads prevail. This is why you have these four doing this game.
Hickey with the John Cena, you can't see me, as he head off the ice. Just saw, our cameras didn't catch it there, but there was a big hug there from Lawton towards Ty Bentley. As they take a look at this crowd, and
what a job Bentley has done here today. Beating Citadel. Beating this Riverview team.
Matthew Day with a high five as he's going by into the dressing room area. The bench is starting to shorten up. Just 37.3 ticks left.
This is where you hope that both teams just put on players that are responsible. And
Novak. Sounds of frustration, but the thing is, he played a pretty good game. He was solid for 60 minutes here for Riverview.
Yeah, and it's a tough way to end, and we know all about it. It's a tough way to end. But this is, again, where you hope both teams just put on guys that are very calm, cool, and collected. Not have any shenanigans happen here in the last 37 seconds. Make sure there's game ends nice and easy.
Hey, we had a chance to meet some of the Riverview crowd here before the game, saying some great stuff about them. And
absolutely,
you know, the thing is that for hockey parents in high school, they put a lot of work, they put a lot of effort in. So yeah. I mean,
it's a long
they're
season.
giving hats off to us for our under-18 coverage that we do a lot of. How about hats off to not only just the Raven fans, but also CPL and parents.
Absolutely.
To do this, I mean, they're part of the journey as well.
Yeah, and it's a long season, and it means a lot to play for your school at this age, and these kids are giving it their all on both teams. Big Riverview supporting crowd here today. They have all the team gear on and all the red, and there's a big CP Allen crowd here today as well, obviously, since they're just up the road. But
5 minutes on the board here for LeBlanc, and 4 for Hickey. But it's pretty not important right now with 37.3 seconds left.
Yeah, and as I mentioned before, you're just hoping it's 5-on-4 for CPA to end the game. But you just hope that both teams just play this out. You don't want to see any more stuff go down, especially in a lot of kids' last game of hockey.
And I mean, like this frozen 8 teams that were here at the championships, I mean, for one team to be left standing, there were a lot of tough teams here. CEC didn't have things go their way.
No.
But of course, they won a Panther Classic. J.H. Gillis were winners of the Red Cup in Riverview. And we all know about right now CPL, and of course Citadel have had that great season, that 15-game winning streak in the regular season. Losses were few and far between for them.
Yep.
Horton High, who upset Parkview to get here. A lot of strong teams were here, and a lot of teams had a lot of grade 12s that were graduating, so only one can be left standing. And we're 20 seconds away from that one being the team in the blue and white, with the school just down the street.
Yeah, and this is smart here by Riverview. There is no let this plot bleed out. And this is a good sign unto them. Good show of respect.
Let the crowd take it home and tell you. CP Allen, your 2022-23 SSNS Division I Boys Hockey Champions.
What a moment for these kids. And we mentioned it at the top of the broadcast, I coach a lot of these kids. I've won in Lance with a lot of the players on this team. This is a group of kids that all they seem to know how to do is win, and they do it at every level. And we see a shot here, and what I loved at the end of the game is Riverview held that puck, and the 4 guys on the ice came into a nice embrace with their goaltender as the clock wound down, and that's what it's all about at the end of the year. You're a team, and you grow as a family throughout the year, and one team has to lose, which is the unfortunate part of it, especially after a terrific season that Riverview had. But hats off to CPA on just an excellent hockey game that they played this morning and that they played here this afternoon.
And what a day it was for them. As you mentioned, they faced Riverview in the first round, and they lost to that one 3-2. But as you said, the second one is hard to win, and CP Allen came away victory against Riverview. And of course, they're getting everything ready here for the closing ceremonies, the banner presentation. A lot of heavy hits here for Riverview, but I mean, they have nothing to hold their head down because they played a very strong second half, and you know, just sometimes a team gets bounces, and that's what really happened here for CP Allen. And so we'll take a look at our play of the game. It is brought to you by University St. Anne, Nova Scotia's only Francophone university.
Yeah, and this is the goal that really broke the back. Start of the second period, Riverview's on the power play. This is their chance to get back in it. And instead, Baldwin comes in and just absolutely rips one top shot on the blocker side. He had 2 goals in this game, and this is why they were able to really put this one away early.
Well, what a fantastic run he's had. What a fantastic playoff he had here at the Provincials. It is Ty Bentley, and we send it down to Masgill. It says Mavs has Ty.
29 saves for you today, Ty, in this game. A plethora of saves in Citadel. Massive day of work for you. How can you describe what was going into you in winning these 2 games?
I don't know. I just came into the game feeling pretty confident about myself, and, you know, I have a good team ahead of me, and you know, the boys pulled through and we got the win, so I'm proud of them.
What does it mean to you and this squad to be provincial champions?
You know, it means a lot, and the boys always worked hard, and just got to be proud of them.
Ty, I'll let you go celebrate with the team, get ready for your medal, and congrats on the win.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
He's pretty calm, cool, and collected over that after what he did. Like, he wasn't the number 1 guy. He wasn't the number 2 guy. No. Number 3, and there he is getting some, like, appreciation and hugs and everything like that.
And you see the 2 goalies standing right beside him. Those are the 2 goalies that were supposed to be the goalies for the team, and both injured. Giving them his kudos.
We're going to send it down to ice level for the closing ceremonies.
On behalf of the Halifax West High School, host school, congratulations to all teams, players, coaches that participated in the outstanding School Sport Nova Scotia Division I Boys Hockey Provincial Championships. Thank you to Barry Spurns and the organizing committee for their great job in hosting this championship. We would also like to acknowledge Debbie Nickel of the BMO, Halifax Forpad, for her fantastic job she did reorganizing all the games after the cancellations on Friday. I'd like to introduce Donna Duggan, Regional Director for Capital Region of School Sports Nova Scotia, and Barry Spurns, Tournament Chair. Presentation of the silver medallions to the Ravens. Number 1, Andrew Burke. Number 4, Kanan Rector. Number 5, Seamus Leahy. Number 6, Dylan Arsenal. Number 7, Carter McDonald. Number 8, Aiden Stanwyck. Number 9, Brady McKenzie. Number 10, Keegan Geezer. Number 11, Josh Novak. Number 14, Tristan Bonnell. Number 15, Luke Sampson. Number 16, Ryan Beaton. Number 17, Matthew Burke. Number 18, Curtis Fogarty. Number 19, Brennan Moore. Number 21, Danjil Sims. Number 22, Matthew LeBlanc. Number 26, Royce Belcom. Number 31, Ryan McDonald. Coaches, Jordan Moss, Steve Jamel, Brennan Smith, Don Keogh, and Teddy Knockwood. Okay. Presentation of the gold medallions to CPA. Number 2, Alex DeYoung. Number 3, Callum Munn. Number 4, Spencer Bond. Number 7, Ryan McQuaid. Number 8, Cameron Buffett. Number 9, Aiden Rosong. Number 10, Angus Berry. Number 11, Matt Lawton. Number 12, Matthew Day. Number 14, Evan Amiro. Number 15, Thomas Tran. Number 16, Evan Allen. Number 17, Owen Forsyth. Number 18, Mark Poirier. Number 19, Cooper Hickey. Number 20, Max Baldwin. Number 22, William Normando. Number 1, Tyler Bentley. And number 30, Noah Rapp. Coaches Kevin Waugh, Sean O'Coin, Gary Hubert, and Chris Baxter. Could I have the captains, assistant captains come forward to receive their banner?
It's only fitting. A team that had resiliency in the regular season. You talked about it. Both number 1 and number 2 goaltenders go down. Resilient. Lost their first game at the Provincials to Riverview. Resilient. And here they are claiming a banner. Final thoughts here, this one, before we say goodnight, my friend.
One of the guys that I learned a lot from coaching, and his motto stands true in this tournament, and it stands true in probably 99% of any tournaments or provincials that go on. You need to lose a game in a tournament to reset yourself, ground yourself, and go through some adversity. Because if you don't have that hard road to make these moments feel even better. And that's what CPA is going through right now. They lost their first game. I talked about how hard it is beating the same team twice. Hats off to Riverview for a heck of a season. They were oh so close, but just a dominant day of hockey from Charles P. Allen High School.
A dominant day to go along with a dominant weekend. A provincial championship in basketball, which we had yesterday, and a provincial championship in SS Division I boys hockey. So let's take a look at our upcoming schedule. We've got some Quebec Major Junior Hockey League coming up, of course, this Friday night, as you see. And then we've got some Maritime Hockey League. We wrap up Pictou versus Yarmouth. Yarmouth having a very strong season. And we got some more Q, a St. Paddy's Day matchup between Charlottetown versus Moncton. That's really, yeah, that was really bad. Then we've got Charlottetown versus Halifax on the 22nd, and on the 24th, we have the Battle of Nova Scotia, Halifax versus Cape Breton to wrap it up. Buddy, this has been fun.
Yeah, this was a blast.
Yeah, we had lots of fun. We hope you enjoyed it. So on behalf of Greg McDonald, Matt Skillis, and the rest of the Eastlink Community TV crew, my name is Dan Hobson. Thank you for tuning in. So long from the HRM 4-pad in Bedford, and congratulations to the CP Alachitas, the Division I boys hockey champions. Say good afternoon from Bedford.
Nova Scotia High School Sports on Eastlink is sponsored by University St. Anne, where you can earn a degree and perfect your French at the same time.